Well, good morning. We are up on Pratumnak Hill for a nice walk, and today we're going to talk about investing. I am not a financial advisor, but I am someone that talks about how I invest my money. I am now in the third year of full-time travel, living off of the income from my investments. That does not make me an expert. I have lost money and I have gained money, but I've also learned a lot. And that's what I talk about on this channel. I talk about what I've learned. We're gonna talk today about stocks. We're gonna talk about how I make money from stocks. It's not rocket science like some people think. I am not some super intelligent stock picker. No, there's three ways that I make money from the stock market, and that has enabled me to continue traveling full time. I'm going to talk about all three today, and I'm going to do my best to show you that you don't have to be some kind of expert in stocks to start an investment portfolio and start building your retirement so that you can enjoy your life traveling the world. As a minimalist, maybe you might choose to do the same as me, or however you decide to do it. Also, tonight, after we get done talking about stocks, I'm going to take you out to show you what the open markets look like, buying some food, enjoying watching them cook the food. I like the open markets because that's fun for me. It's fun to go and see people enjoying themselves from all over the world in these markets that are low cost and the food is delicious. We've got a lot to cover in this video today, talking about how stocks, three different ways, stocks make me money to travel full time this way. Let's get going. The first primary way that I make money on stocks is through what's called dividends. Let's talk about how I made this happen. For decades, I took 20% of my paycheck and put it into dividend-paying stocks in an online portfolio. I didn't ask questions about it before I figured in what my cost of living was, before I figured in what entertainment I was going to do that month. I made sure that 20% got invested first before anything else. Ooh, look at this. All right, let's do this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get winded on this one. Before I figured in what I was going to waste my money on, I made sure to invest 20% of each paycheck. And that went into stocks that paid dividends. What did those dividends come from? The companies that I invested in made profit. They took a little bit of that profit and they paid you and me a dividend for owning the share. That's it. We didn't have to work for it. We didn't have to do anything for it. And in many cases, they were either tax-free federally or low tax. That's right. Dividends are the best. I've said it, and I love it. Dividend stocks have made it possible for me to travel this way. The number one way that I travel, the way that I do, ooh, look at this. Oh man, is because I earn income through my dividend stocks. I am making about 6% on my dividend portfolio. Some of my stocks make 4%, some make 7%, 8%, but the portfolio averages around 6%. Every month, I will continue to make videos on dividend stocks that I'm buying and explaining why. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, just telling you what I'm doing. Okay, that's the number one way that I travel, making money off of dividends from stocks. There's two other ways that I make money from the stock market. Two other ways. We're going to talk about both. Those dividend stocks, they are making me about $2,000 a month. This year, that has gone up because now for the last 3 years, I've been putting money every month into those stocks. That feels good. How much has it gone up? Well, maybe by a few $100s a month, not a lot, but it's gone up. Do my average still be about $2,000 a month? Maybe. We'll see at the end of this year. We'll see what it looks like. I think it's going to actually average out by the end of this year. I think that my dividends will average out to around $2,200 to $2,400 a month. We'll see what happens. What is the second way that I make money in the stock market? The second way that I make money in the stock market is from what's called buybacks. What on earth is a buyback? A buyback is another way that you make money and you don't have to do a darn thing for it. You just need to own shares. Own shares in great companies. Companies that make a lot of money in cash. Those companies at the end of the year look at how much cash they have, sometimes every quarter, and they say, man, we can't just sit on all this cash because with inflation, we're losing money. What should we do? Should we open a factory? Maybe. Should we turn around and pay a higher dividend? A lot of times that's exactly what they do. They increase their dividend a little bit every year. But there's another thing they can do. They can simply buy back their own stock. That takes shares off the market. That's the opposite of dilution. Dilution is when they add thousands of shares to the market. That lowers the value of your shares and my shares. But when they buy back shares, it's the opposite. That increases the value of the shares that remain on the market, shares that you own and I own. We just made money and we didn't do anything for it. The companies that we own turned around and they bought back shares of their own company, took them off the market, increased the share value of each share by doing that. We made money. Share buybacks is the second way that I make money off of stocks. And I don't have to do anything for it but own and continue to buy every month. What is the third way that I make money off of owning stocks? The third way. This way is not one that people really talk about much. People talk about dividends because they work. People talk about share buybacks because that also is quite common. Companies buy back shares. But there's a third one that people don't talk about. I make money on the stock market by other people either becoming too excited or too fearful. Now, what does that mean, right? Okay, I make money on the stock market and have for many decades now off of what's called fervor. What is fervor? Well, fervor can be two different things. One, it can be FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Great news will come out on some company and they'll be like super famous, like, oh, the CEO is famous, or one of their products is just like incredible. And people will just start buying the stock like madness. They don't care what the price is. They're just like, I need to own this stock. And the price will go like that into the stratosphere. And you look at how much the company is earning, you look at what the cash flow is of the company, and you say to yourself, whoa, take it easy. The price of the share compared to the earnings will start to skyrocket. That's called the PE ratio, the price to earnings ratio. I like to have a ratio that's around the 20s. That's what Warren Buffett talked about for years. But sometimes it'll get up 30, 40, 50, way up there. Once you start seeing that in a company, even as high as 80s, 100, oh my gosh. That's when so much good feelings, yeehaw, is priced into that stock. I'm going to sell some of it. I'm going to sell some of that stock. And I'm going to make some cash. And I hold on to that cash in a separate account. I want to be around 10 to 20%, that range of my portfolio should be in cash. And that way I'm ready for crashes when they happen. Where does that cash come from? It doesn't come from me putting cash in every month. I buy shares of dividend stocks every month. That cash comes from one place, FOMO. When people start buying my stocks like they're going out of control, I sell some of them. I sell just a portion, okay? Not the whole stock, but I sell a portion. And that gives me cash to play with in the future. But what is the opposite of FOMO? The opposite is fear. That's the other fervor that can happen. Fear will cause people to start selling a stock. This just happened. Both of these just happened. Let me give you some examples. Tesla stock has gone skyrocketed multiple times because of the media hopping on how very famous the CEO is and things that the CEO says. And I like the CEO, don't get me wrong. I'm just letting you know that it has caused Tesla stock to go like that. Well, I sold portions of my Tesla stock when that happened. And then just the opposite happens. The CEO will get in trouble for something and the stock will go like that. And I go back in and I buy shares of that company at a discounted price. That's right. When people start getting fearful and the market starts to crash, especially stocks that I'm holding long-term, I buy shares. When people say, I have to own this stock because it's famous, NVIDIA was like that. NVIDIA just skyrocketed over the course of 1 or 2 years, multiple times, 2x, 3x, crazy. I sold some of my NVIDIA. And then when it crashed back down to earth, I bought those shares right back at a discount. The third way that I make money is on fervor, and that's FOMO or fear.
And I'm fearful that I'm getting hungry. I'm going to take you out to one of the open markets here in Pattaya. There are many of these open markets. They will generally have music playing as well, live music or recorded music. Tonight, this one had recorded music, so I have to be careful with YouTube. They won't like that. It was like Western music that'll get caught by the algorithm. But I go to these places because you can watch them cook, and I like it.
Can I get this right here? You have? Okay, see if you have. Okay, and then can I get this one right here? Okay, thank you.
Of course, you don't have to just buy from one location. Once you get yourself established in a seat, you can go around and order from multiple places. They have separate places that sell drinks. Here, Tom Yum is being made by another booth. So I wanted to go over and show. Tom Yum is a nice, spicy Thai soup. It's very good. Here they are cutting up the vegetables and cooking it up. And this is why I enjoy going to the outdoor markets. The prices are also incredible. So the dishes that I ordered, the seafood pancake, here they are making the seafood pancake now. This is going to come up to about $4. The stir-fried mushrooms, which is like a mixture of different fresh mushrooms, that one's going to come up to probably $3. It was about 100 baht. Good. Generally, it'll be the family that's cooking, and they'll have like one child that speaks English that's taking orders. And that same child speaks like Russian, Korean, Chinese. It's incredible. It's a family-run operation, and here they are making the pancake itself. So they cooked up the seafood first, put it in here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, man, that looks great. Thank you so much. Wow. All right, thank you.
This is a still sizzling seafood pancake, and I know it doesn't quite look like a pancake, but that's just what they call it. It has all the same ingredients. It's delicious. You've got mussels in here, squid in here, there's shrimp in here. They put the sprouts as well, egg. The mixed mushrooms, however, were the star of the show. If you are planning to travel like this anywhere this year around the world and you're concerned about healthcare insurance, check out the first link in my description. It will help you get more information on travel healthcare insurance. The closer you get to the beach with these open markets, the more expensive they are. This one is on 2nd Road, and that is probably the sweet spot.
I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. Today we got a chance to talk about 3 different ways that stocks make me money so I can travel full-time around the world the way that I do. If you want to know more about this lifestyle, traveling as a minimalist with one backpack, well, like and subscribe the video and come with, because that's exactly what we do here. If you want to know about all the equipment that I carry in that one backpack, there are links in the description for all of that. There's also a link in the description for my new book, The Traveler and the Bard. Okay, we've got a lot more of Pattaya to see, and we've got a lot more of Southeast Asia to see all year. We're not stopping, we're going. Okay, we'll talk again soon. Aloha.
I was simply roaming the back roads here of Pattaya when he saw me, the mad dog of Pattaya. Just look at him. A vicious beast conserving his energy. In a few moments, he's gonna be sinking his teeth into my femur bone. I'm getting out of here while I'm still able. The mad dog of Pattaya.
On my dividend stocks. Well, okay, wait, let's try that again. And there are money, okay, people, damn it, fucking noise.